name is Leroy Blevins. Welcome to Mysteries and Histories. In this episode here, what I want to do is talk about conferences. Now, the reason why I want to bring up this subject about conferences is it really open to the public? Okay, I've been doing research for over 30 years on biblical stuff from the Bible. And then here in the past 12 years, I started, going outside the Bible, doing research on other subjects, like as you see here, JFK assassination and the Patterson and Gimlin Bigfoot film. Now, they'll sit there and tell us that, you can pre-order your tickets or make reservations and stuff to go one of these conferences and stuff like that. However, if you say a certain thing, or if you say you don't believe in this or believe in that, they won't permit you into there. Okay, you're not allowed to go to these conferences. Okay, you're not allowed to get your questions answered. Now, a conference, okay, and remember, we're adults here now. We're adults, okay, so we should be able to handle our angers and everything else. We just want, ask a question. All we want is a direct answer, okay? Now, if you're going for like a conference in the JFK assassination, okay, if you're going to sit there and as a researcher say Oswald was not innocent, Oswald was one of the assassins, or there was no gunman behind a picket fence area, you're not really invited into there. Okay, so you're really not part of the public now, because that's the way they look at you. If you believe that Oswald was an assassin, and if you don't believe there was a gunman behind a picket fence area, they don't want you in any conferences whatsoever. Okay, just like if you sit back and you ask a question about this, they're not going to answer it. I mean, if you start asking questions about, hey, where's the evidence that Oswald's innocent? Where's the evidence of the gunman behind a picket fence? You start asking questions like that, they don't want to answer it. They'll probably get rude with you, and they'll probably kick you out of the conference. Okay, same thing goes for the Bigfoot world. Okay, when you go into Bigfoot conferences and stuff like that, they'll probably do the same thing, or even before you get started in there. Now, if you sit there and say you believe in this, okay, but you don't, the Patterson and Gimlin Bigfoot film, because in every Bigfoot conferences, they always bring this subject up, the Patterson and Gimlin Bigfoot film. Now, if you go in there and you tell them it was a hoax, you'll probably get kicked out, okay? If Bob Gimlin's one of the special guests and you asked him, hey, a question or something, if it don't fit in their criteria and, in their line of questioning, they'll either overlook you or they'll kick you out of the conference, okay? Because they want to keep certain questions not asked to Bob Gimlin, okay? And just like me. This is the reason why a lot of them don't want me in their conferences, is because the pure simple fact of it is because I show evidence, okay? They don't want these evidence to be presented, okay? But people got to understand this. A conference is where two individuals or a bunch of individuals get together, show their research to the public, okay? They don't have to argue over it. They don't have to fight. They could disagree with one another. That's fine and dandy. But a lot of them will start arguing over it, which I don't understand why. But if you're going to sit there, okay, and hold a conference and say it's open to the public, okay, anybody can come. But if you're going to will out a few people, like people that believes in Oswald is an assassin and there was no gunman behind a picket fence area, you're limited out there. You're not allowed being there. Okay, they're not going to ask your questions. They're not going to answer your questions or anything else. And if you bring them questions up, they're going to kick you out. Same thing as the Bigfoot world. If you're going to sit there now and start asking questions about the PG film and everything else, and I'm talking about some serious questions, they're going to kick you out of there. Okay, now is this really right? I mean, it's all right for people to ask questions, but you're not allowed to ask questions. Okay, just like me. Okay, let's use me for an example. Okay, they won't allow me in their conferences. Okay, like we'll go with JFK assassination first. Okay, researchers, all of them saying there's a conspiracy. Okay, I agree, there was a conspiracy. I show evidence there was a conspiracy. Conspiracy means more than one gunman there. And I show photographic evidence of other gunmen being there and other shots being fired. However, since I say Oswald wasn't one of the assassins, and the gunman was not behind a picket fence area, it was in shelter number 3 that took the fatal headshot to JFK, they're going to eliminate all that. They don't want me there. They don't want to ask me no questions about it. They don't want me to show none of this evidence. Why? Okay, so now I'm not allowed to go. Same thing in the, but see, I'm agreeing with them. I'm showing people that there's, conspiracy going on here. But they're going to just throw that away because I believe that Oswald was one of the assassins and there was no gunman behind the picket fence area. Now let's go to the Bigfoot side of it. I believe in Bigfoot, okay? They believe in Bigfoot. That's what these Bigfoot conferences are for, to show evidence of Bigfoot and what they are. And I have an experience with a Bigfoot. I could show drawings of that. I could show other images of another encounter I had. I could sit there and even talk about what they really are and where they really started from. And I should present my evidence in that. However, since I did research on the Patterson and Gimlin Bigfoot film and show evidence that it was actually hoax and stuff, again, I'm eliminated from that. Okay, I'm not allowed to enter in as a pedestrian, and I'm not allowed to enter it as a researcher. Same thing for JFK assassination. I'm not allowed to enter as a researcher, and I'm not allowed to enter as a pedestrian. Okay, because of the facts. Even though I'm sitting there proving, hey, there's a Bigfoot here. Hey, I'm proving over here there's a conspiracy, but I'm not allowed to have my opinions into it. I'm not allowed to talk about them. I'm not allowed showing it because they don't want me to show none of this stuff. Why? So what is a conference? Conferences are cited, okay? That's the reason why I really don't like conferences, because it's a one-sided deal. A conference is supposed to be looking outside the box, looking at present all evidence, look at the evidence from all angles, being open-minded. Okay, that's what researchers do. We get together, we present our evidence, we show our evidence, and the people ask the questions, and we work on that. However, it's only for a certain amount of people, basically like a little clique area. If you're in that clique, you can go to these conferences, you can present your evidence, you can sell your books there and everything else. But if you're not in that clique, you're not going to get nowhere. You're not going to get in none of the conferences. You're not going to be invited to none of the conferences. And if you call, you can present, use your own money. Hey, I want to get me some tickets to go to this. You're not allowed to, because they either blackball you or one thing or another. I just wanted to make this video here and talk about conferences and stuff, because there's a lot of stuff going on now to where, with this Patterson and Gimlin Bigfoot film being 50 years old this year, a lot of people's getting upset over it. If this certain person shows up, we're going to kick them out. I ain't going to mention the people who's talking about or rumoring it or anything like that. It's just when I was on Facebook, I started seeing, 4 or 5 different posts from different people claiming that if this certain person shows up, they're going to kick them out, or, this person or that person shows up, they're going to kick them out. I think it's, for an adult, okay, for adults, going to sit there and whine and cry over certain things, okay? If, like I said, if the PG film was true, okay, if it's a fact, okay, and it's real, okay, why sit there still today, trying to push everything on this one thing? Okay, there's a lot more Bigfoot evidence out there, not just the PG film. There's a lot more, but in every conference they push most of that away just because of this PG film. Okay, but I just wanted to make this video here because I think it's not fair and right for adults to act like a bunch of kids, to say, hey, this person's not allowed to go to conference, that person's not allowed to go to conference, even though they tell people it's open to the public. And if you pay for your ticket, you should be able to ask any questions you feel like it, because we live in America, okay? It's supposed to be freedom of speech and everything else, but people's taking that away from other people, even when you go to a conference, and I don't think that's fair. I just, it just aggravates me sometimes when you see these people want to sit there just because there are certain people, they don't believe in this, but they believe in this. But since they believe in that other thing being false, they're going to sit there and go, oh, okay, well, they're not allowed here. Well, they're not allowed being, ask questions or anything else like that. I mean, that's wrong. Okay, we're adults. If you can't handle somebody asking you a question, if you can't handle people that disagrees with you and stuff like that, you might as well stay out of the research business. Okay, just like me, I know I took there's a lot of comments I've been going over lately, and believe you me, I thought there was not that many, but there was a lot to where people was cussing other people out because they have their opinion, And that's one reason why I took off my comments on these videos and stuff, because okay, if you disagree with me, fine, you can say, hey, I disagree with you, I believe this person more, I'm fine, you know, I'm not going to say nothing about it. Comments would have been already up. But when they start using bad language, start calling people out of their name and start cussing them out, you know, I will not have that. And I've been deleting a lot of comments with a lot of swear words in them, putting down other people just because they agree with another person. I mean, there was one comment someone was said, "Well, I disagree with you, Mr. Blevins, but you know this other person." And then you know I answered that comment. It says, "Well, that's fine. You know, that's understandable. You have your own opinion." And then this other person says, "Oh no, that person's a liar too," and blah blah blah, and start cussing that other person out. And I'm like, "Geez, oh Pete, where's these people coming from?" Okay, he disagreed with me and he points to somebody else, that's fine, you know. But then another person comes up behind me and sit there and says, well, that person's wrong as well because he's this and he's that and all this other stuff. Because it's like, geez, oh, Peach, you know, he don't believe my research. You know, I think it was Robert Groden that he says, the guy says he believes in Robert Groden's research. You know, that's fine and dandy. But then this other person comes up there and says, Robert Groden's this, Robert's Groden, you know, geez, it's like, you know, calling a guy a nut, crazy, and you know, all kinds of words. Okay, that's disrespectful. I mean, like I said, if you have an opinion, I don't mind leaving the comments up. But when there's a lot of swear words going on in it and cussing people out and putting down other people's research and everything else like that in the comments, you know, if my research is my research, okay. But see, that's why it is like even in these conferences, they don't want to give you anybody a chance to say anything because they block you out of it. Okay, if you went in there, and this is the truth, okay, if you went into a conference where it was on the PG film, okay, like this is the 50th anniversary of the Patterson and Gimlin Bigfoot film, okay, and in this conference, they're going to have Bob Gimlin there, okay, now go in there and say, hey, Bob, okay, who shot the film at the Patterson and Gimlin Bigfoot film site? Who shot Roger Patterson? You know, who filmed Roger Patterson? Or they're going to sit there and probably kick you out over it. Or then we'll have Bob answer it. Okay. And then if you sit there, continue on and say, hey, wait a minute. Okay, go in there and say, hey, Bob, you know, you said Roger Patterson just got done talking to you. You know, you was really not, you know, into Bigfoot or anything else. But what about the documentary that you was in with Roger Patterson? When was that filmed? Okay, who was all in that film? Who was all in that documentary? What was the documentary about? They're not going to let you ask that question either. Okay, they're not going to let you ask that question, and they're not going to sit there and let you ride Bob Gimlin or nothing like that. Okay, because they don't want you to know anything else. All they want you to know is about the creature itself. They don't bring out really the first Bigfoot of the walk. They usually do the second one. Okay, and they just show you just that little bit of clips. Okay, but that's it. That's all they're going to do. Same thing as JFK assassination. They'll show you a picture of Bill Lovelady in the doorway of an Al Jen's image, but they'll say that's Oswald. Okay, are they going to tell you that Oswald said he was in the lunchroom the whole time? No, but if you bring that up, you'll probably get kicked out. If you sit there and says, well, there couldn't have been no, where's, you know, if a researcher says, well, here the gunman was right here behind the picket fence area, and you ask one researcher, hey, where's the evidence at? Do you have anything to show that there was a shot fired from there? They're probably going to say, well, no, you got to understand, these are eyewitness. No, I don't want no eyewitness accounts. Can you show me anything? Show me any evidence that a shot came from behind the picket fence area, or even from the manhole cover area, you know, where they said there was a man in the drainage there. Can you show me this? They're going to kick you out, okay, because they're going to say you're trying to start, you know, you're harassing the researchers, or, you know, people's going to start booing you and start yelling at you and cussing you out, okay, like you're, you know, you're the bad person when you're not. All you're doing is saying, hey, can you tell me this? Or, hey, can you show me this? They don't want to ask them questions. They don't want to answer them questions or anything else. This is why I don't understand when they kind of call it a Bigfoot conference or a JFK conference, why can't everybody come? Why can't anybody can ask any questions they want? Why can't everybody show the evidence they have? You know, that way you can get both sides of the story. Okay, you can look at it from different angles. You can look at it from different sides. Okay, but they won't allow it. They only allow you to look at these things by one-sided. Okay, that's the truth. They only let you look at it one side, not both sides, not keep your mind open or anything else. They're only going to let you look at it from one side, whether it's a Bigfoot conference or JFK conference. That's the way it is. I wanted to make this video here just, you know, to point this stuff out because people don't understand. Okay. If you're going to hold a conference, you know, as an adult, okay, and hold it as an adult level, okay, you should hear both sides of the story. You should allow the naysayers there and the sayers there. You should allow both of them. Okay, let the people hear both sides of the story. Let the people make their decision on it, not for somebody to stand up on stage and say, hey, no, this is what happened, and this is what you're going to believe because this is what I'm telling you. Okay, they shouldn't do that. So don't forget to tell your friends about us. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, you know. I'm going to make another video here in a minute. Thank you, and you have a pleasant day.